Right lads, ladies and degenerates. UFC 324 full predictions and breakdown video. I will be covering the full card, giving my predictions and views on each fight. In the main event, we have Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim lightweight title.
Gaethje is pure violence, heavy hands, constant pressure.
Pimblett is tough and dangerous early, but striking defense is a big concern.
Gaethje chops the legs, forces chaos.
Paddy gets dragged into a firefight.
Featuring in the co-main event, we've got Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes for the women's bantamweight title.
Elite versus elite. Harrison has insane strength and world-class grappling.
Nunes is the most complete ever, with power, experience, fight IQ.
Kayla gets early takedowns, but does Nunes survives the storm? Championship rounds matter.
Feature fight of the night, Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong.
O'Malley has the reach, sniper striking, and movement is key.
Song is powerful and fast and dangerous in the pocket. If Sean stays long, he controls it. One clean shot changes everything.
Heavyweight banger.
Waldo Cortes-Acosta versus Derrick Lewis.
Lewis has one-punch power and is always dangerous. Waldo is more technical and has the better gas tank.
If this goes long, advantage Waldo.
Lewis' early threat is real.
Featherweight clash. Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. Allen is sharp and composed, high-level striking. Silva is aggressive, wild but dangerous. Experience favors Allen. Cleaner shots land more often.
Another fight needing to be mentioned to end the early prelims. We have a fantastic stylistic matchup.
Women's strawweight.
Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas.
High-level chess match. Silva is strong and technical. Rose is smooth and precise. Footwork will be key. A very close fight. Volume could be edged by Rose with experience.
All right, let's work our way through the UFC 324 prelims.
Plenty of sneaky bangers here, some real momentum fights, and a couple that could steal the whole night.
Let's get straight into it. And to kick off the card, Ricky Turcios versus Cameron Smotherman. High energy, high pace, chaos. Turcios doesn't stop coming forward.
If Smotherman can't slow this down, he's in trouble. I see Turcios overwhelming him over 3 rounds.
Official pick, Turcios by decision.
Next up we have Josh Hokit versus Freeman. And this one doesn't last long. Both willing to trade, both defensively hittable. Someone's going to sleep early. Official pick, Josh Hokit by first-round knockout. Johnson versus Hernandez. Hernandez is dangerous early, real power. Johnson needs to survive the opening exchanges. If he does this fight, flips heavily in his favor. I see Hernandez slowing down and Johnson capitalizing late. Official pick, Johnson by TKO round 2. Another Johnson up next. We have Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. Scrappy, high-pace fight. Johnson is faster and cleaner. Perez is gritty and durable. This feels like a classic early prelims decision, where output and movement decided. Official pick, Johnson by decision. Next up, we have Nikita Krylov versus
Modestas Bukauskas.
This is grown man violence, both capable of ending this fight instantly. Krylov is wild and dangerous in scrambles.
Bukauskas
is composed, powerful, and calculated. If Krylov rushes in recklessly,
Bukauskas
is the type to make him pay. I don't see this going long. Official pick,
Bukauskas
by knockout round 2. Gautier versus Pulyaev.
This feels like a sleeper fight. Pulyaev is aggressive, awkward, and chaotic. Gautier is calmer, more technical, and patient. Pulyaev will come out hot, no doubt.
But I think Gautier survives that early storm and starts landing the cleaner work.
This one slows down after round 1.
Official pick, Gautier by decision. What a fight we have next. Nurmagomedov versus Figueiredo.
Now this one's a problem. Nurmagomedov means pressure, grappling, control. You already know the script.
But Figueiredo is explosive and dangerous everywhere. One mistake and this fight can end instantly. The question is simple. Can Figueiredo keep it standing long enough?
I think Nurmagomedov survives the early danger, gets this to the mat, and slowly drains him. Once it hits the ground, it's only going one way. Official pick.
Nurmagomedov by submission, round 2 or 3. Last up on the prelims, we have a brilliant matchup between Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas.
This fight completely depends on who controls the pace. At her best, Rose is calm, technical, and surgical.
Silva's path to victory is pressure, closing distance, clinching.
If this stays technical and clean,
It's Rose all day. I don't see a finish here.
But I do see the younger Natalia landing the better shots. Official pick, Silva by decision. That's the UFC 324 prelims done. Plenty of fights here that could steal the show. So don't sleep on the early card. Drop your picks in the comments. Tell me where I'm wrong. And if you're enjoying the breakdowns, like, subscribe, share, and follow MMA PrimeCutz. What a chaos-filled fight we have here, folks. The perfect way to get us started with the main card. Pure violence, a head-on collision incoming. Being from the UK, I've got to back my boy Arnold Allen. But what a tough matchup ahead of him.
especially after Silva picked up a bad loss last time out. He will be eager and more patient, looking for the kill from the off. Allen could start with fast flurries, but potentially end up gassing out. And being on the receiving end of a devastating viral knockout, I can picture Allen outworking Silva, keeping him more busy on the outside, taking Silva to a close decision, or maybe even catching him with a knockout, especially if Silva comes swinging wild. My heart says Allen, my head says Silva. This is a hard one to call, folks. I will stick with my guns and back the English. But just know I wouldn't be laying coin on this one, just purely watching as a fan, enjoying the thriller we have here, people. Allen for the pick, I think. Decision is most likely. And I would be shocked beyond belief if this fight between Waldo Cortes-Acosta versus Derrick Lewis goes past the first round. This is a swangin' and bangin' balls on the table, most definite barn burner in the works, both going for the kill. I can just picture the scenes. Lewis rushes in early. Waldo catches Lewis, stuns him a little, so Waldo goes in for the kill. Lewis lands a huge strike, almost wiping Cortes-Acosta off the map. As Lewis goes for the follow-up, pow! Derrick Lewis gets slept out cold by Salsa Boy. My prediction is as follows, and quite simply, Waldo Cortes-Acosta by first-round knockout. We have a technical, striking battle next between Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong. This could vary back and forward striking match, with Song Yadong either trying to hold on to O'Malley grappling or getting wrestling off after seeing Merab's success. Or he's head going to be bouncing off the canvas with a slick shot from Sean. But I'll be honest, I can see this going to the judges' scorecards. O'Malley nicks it by split with some big shots, Yadong getting some wrestling off late, but not enough as O'Malley takes the first and the second, but barely surviving the third. Yadong will finish strong, but it won't be enough. Official pick, O'Malley, decision. On to the
Co-main event of the evening, a war of elite women's MMA. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. This is another amazing fight on paper, but in reality, I think it's only going one way.
And that's with Kayla manhandling Amanda and getting a submission early, or even a nasty ground and pound.
Kayla is different class. Although Amanda was the GOAT, I feel that was the past, and the time away from the cage will be costly. Kayla should have Merab's nickname, because she is a real machine in the octagon. I can't see a Shevchenko-style masterclass,
But I will say, if Kayla gets wrestle-shy, there's a world where Amanda pieces her up, a Ronda Rousey Part 2, sending the arena and fans at home off their feet.
The realistic option would be to lean with Kayla. Just look at her back, guys. Come on now, let's be real. The official pick is Kayla Hench Harrison by first or second round submission. This is where it matters the most. And to close out UFC 324, we have Justin Gaethje versus Paddy the Paddy Pimblett. This one is going to be a banger. After playing through many different scenarios in my head, it leads me back with confidence to say this one ends in 3. And I
think the English lad Paddy is going to get the job done. Although Gaethje is sharp and dangerous early, I think Paddy is going to break him down like he did to Michael Chandler. The one situation I did see it going the other way was a repeat of the Tony versus Paddy fight. Once Paddy couldn't get the success he needed on the feet, he goes for where he is most comfortable, which is the heavy grappling and wrestling. This could lead to a very boring lay and pray and grapple against the cage.
Starting off the Paramount card, surely this one
is going to be the latter, either pure violence with a knockout,
which could land from either side, or it's going to be hearts poured out and lots of blood early, with Paddy breaking down Gaethje until he finds a submission. I would presume round 3. He doesn't want to keep Gaethje in there long.
The quicker he can get him out, the better it is for Paddy, although I believe it does start slow. Once a few big trades happen, it will open the match up to absolute chaos and a bloody mess, ending with Paddy Pimblett wrapping up a rear naked or possibly
the same sort of submission he landed on Bobby King Green, or one of the chokes in that similar transition. The same one could be pulled off on him. I think Paddy will take a leaf from his book, thinking about it. Even Charles Oliveira got the choke. That's not to say Charles is bad, but it's another submission defeat just in his face. Whereas I just feel like Paddy is on the rise, and I think Justin's last shot at gold will end like Dustin, and after Paddy puts a number on him and he doesn't get the belt, I can see Justin laying his gloves down. Stacked card from top to bottom. Violence guaranteed. Let me know your picks. Like, subscribe and comment. MMA
PrimeCutz.
we don't miss.